Introducing GForceTV. GForceTV.net is your new source for action overload. Featuring free live programming year-round and countless hours of on-demand video, GForceTV will be your first stop whenever you want to see the latest and hottest racing action. See live Friday Night Excitement weekly from Washouikan Speedway and watch the stars of tomorrow make a name for themselves during Thursday night's live microsprint racing. GForce TV is also the new home for Rivals Race Chat. Watch weekly as Clinton Jeffrey and Adam Ross discuss all the hot topics in the world of motorsports. For iRacing fans, GForce TV has you covered with hours of live broadcasting from Rivals and GForce TV racing leagues. GForce TV promises to deliver motorsports, esports, and action sports you want to see, along with talk shows and vlogs to keep you connected to the lifestyle you love. Visit GForceTV.net today to subscribe for free. Sit back, hold on, and feel the G's on GForce TV.
Well, good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to another edition of Thursday Night Thunder right here on the GForce Racing Leagues. My name is Scotty DeYoung. Sean Neistat has the night off. Welcome to the Williams Grove Speedway here for Thursday Night Thunder, presented by Epsilon Sprint Wraps, as they bring you the big block modifieds here at this dirt track paperclip, we'll call it. I want to welcome you into the Gambler Motorsports pre-race show, and want to remind you that Gambler Motorsports is an esports racing team that competes weekly across the iRACING platform, and they have drivers entered in dirt races, sports cars, asphalt, oval, and compete in endurance races. This year, they were in the prestigious 24 Hours of Daytona and Le Mans. Check them out on Facebook and give them a follow. That is Gambler Motorsports bringing you tonight's pre-race show. We are in week number 8 here for the GForce Racing Leagues here for this season number 2 for these Epsilon Sprint Wraps big block modifieds. A few changes here this season with them. Last season was an open setup. This season is a fixed setup, and also drivers having a choice to run a big block or a 358. So some drivers having to pick their poison, essentially, on what they would like to drive. As you see the blimp shot down on the track, some practice going on right now just before we get into drivers meeting and a VMR Wraps qualifying here tonight. Talk a little bit about this track. This track produces some great racing and has 3 grooves of racing like any good track should. I mentioned paperclip earlier, and just looking at this track, it does look like a paperclip. Long straightaways, short sweeping corners, and if Monday Night Madness showed us anything, this track produces great racing. Usually bottom side dominant right off the bat, which you will see in heat races, and the groove just gets higher and higher and higher. When the track broke down in the A feature, we had 3 lines of great racing, 3 and 4 wide, with hardly any cautions on Monday night for the A&J Renegade 360 sprint cars. It's going to be a little bit different with the big blocks here tonight, as these cars are a little bit wider and a little bit different setup and whatnot, and these slide through the corners a lot more than you would see a sprint car slide through the corners. But definitely going to be a good night. Fastest in practice here so far, the 013 of Kyle Parker and Field Miller. That Carolina T Company 677 sits second quick in practice here. Justin Sick, the 015 car, sits third quickest here tonight. And speaking of Justin Sick, let's take a look at your iRacing League Manager standings here at the points. And that 015 car of Justin Sick is your top spot owner at the moment here in the points with 525 points. 5 points behind him is that 013 of Kyle Parker. Kyle Parker, one of the dominant drivers here for Spartan Racing and in the big block modifieds. Field Miller, second quickest on the track right now. You see that Carolina Seat Company 677. Your defending champion here for your Epsilon Sprint Wraps Big Block Modifieds. Francis Major sits in third. Nicholas Vickery sits in fourth. Jeffrey Barker in the 513 sits in that fifth place spot. Steve Shaw sits sixth place in the points. John High, the Crew Shop 71 car, sits in seventh. AJ Abreda holds on to position number 8. GJ Boydell, driver of the 014 car, sits in ninth. And rounding out your top 10 is the 69 car of Aiden Young. That's a look at your iRacing League Manager point standings here for your Epsilon Sprint Wraps Big Block Modifieds. And iRacing League Manager, if you run or manage an iRacing League, let the League Manager do it for you. Go to iRacingLeagueManager.com for more information and just make it easier. Don't have to do so many things at once. Also tomorrow we have the Spartan Racing Pro Late Models brought to you by Spartan Racing ORSN, or Joe White will be bringing you that tomorrow night. So be sure to tune in for that. Tonight's action being produced by Advantage Racing TV. Advantage Racing TV's Ryan Dugan sitting behind the controls tonight, watching the track and giving you different camera angles, flashing all the fancy sponsor logos up there, and waving his hands at me currently, saying, keep talking. We have qualifying here in just a few minutes. So... jazz hands, as he calls it, yes. So Ryan Dugan bringing you all of the great camera angles and shots here tonight, and you won't be able to hear him. I'll hear him through my headset as he'll talk to me and tell me where the camera is going to be going. And so yes, you won't be able to hear him. And Ryan, let's cycle through a few camera angles here just to get the folks at home watching on YouTube on GeForce Esports. Just a little taste of what's going to be going on tonight. You just saw the nose cam there off one of the cars, a speed shot coming down the front stretch and into turn one. Infield camera. Looking at Jeffrey Barker and Steven Spees, the 513 and the 55 car. So, Ryan just telling me that camera is on a pivot, so who's ever running the infield camera gets not only are the cars running in circles, but he's running in circles as well. So hopefully he doesn't get the dizzy factor worked in here. So great camera angles. Another camera angle from the infield there and coming into turn 3. So Ryan sets up these custom camera angles and makes them look good each and every week. So a big thank you to Advantage Racing TV for producing all of the action for Monday Night Madness for your A&J Custom Creations Renegades 360 Sprint cars, as well as the Thursday Night Thunder here with your Epsilon Sprint Wraps. Once again, Sean Neistat having the night off tonight. He is currently at Houston Speedway in Brandon, South Dakota. They're having their testing tonight, and Sean is the voice of the legendary track. So he is out there testing all the sound equipment and making sure everything works properly in the booth as Houston Speedway opens this coming Sunday, Mother's Day, for the Rosenbauer USA season opener. You can catch all of that action on Dirt Vision if you're looking for something to watch. Advantage Racing TV brings you tomorrow night 2 different tracks, the Crawford County Speedway in Denison, Iowa, as well as the Rapids Speedway in Rock Rapids, Iowa. Check them out online at AdvantageRacing.tv. And super late model racing tomorrow at Rapids Speedway. So some super late models hitting the 3/8 mile oval over in Rock Rapids, Iowa. So check that out on AdvantageRacing.tv. Sunday, they will be at the new Raceway Park in Jefferson, South Dakota. Also check that out on AdvantageRacing.tv. And a happy early Mother's Day to everyone that is tuned in here as we see another great camera angle here. Look at the front right suspension off one of these cars. These big blocks, new to iRacing, they were brand new last season, so these drivers having some time to get a feel for them, and they are just a hit on the platform here. And these drivers just cannot get enough of them. Usually out in the Midwest, we really don't see these types of modifieds. You usually find these a little more on the East Coast and in the North and a little bit of South. And but they are definitely really, really fun to watch. As who are we on board with right now, Ryan? If you don't, on board with GOM, almost getting into that infield retaining wall here. But just look how these very, very calm at the wheel there. Very smooth. And once again, fixed setup, so everyone has the same setup on these cars. What really comes down to how smooth the driver can be carrying these cars through the corners. On board with another driver right now. I'm assuming this is Justin Sick, just by the paint schemes on here. A little bit of a tighter car for the 015 car running that bottom line. Helmet cam. Oh, we do have a helmet cam. As this car is going to go pit side. Andrew Smith on board currently with a helmet cam. Now you see the nose cam here, as we call it, sliding through that corner. Wow, that car pushing up the track just a little bit. Getting it back under control. This is why these guys go out and practice before each and every race, just to get a feel for not only the car but the track, because every track is different. Every track is laid out different. Every track, drives different. You might have the same setup for every single car in this class with this A Division League, but every car drives different. Every track drives different. So just a good thing to get a feel for the car. So waiting on here for drivers meeting, then we'll go right into our VMR Wraps qualifying session. Fastest in practice right now, Kyle Parker, the 013 car with a 20.42. Right behind him, Field Miller, 0.13 of a second slower. And Justin Sick sitting third, quickest out on the track right now in practice. Tom Gom, Nicholas Vickery rounding out your top 5 in practice. Looks like drivers meeting getting underway here at the Williams Grove Speedway. Next week, coming on Monday, you thought this track was a tricky one and a funny looking one at that. We head to Florida to the Volusia Speedway. And we will kick things off Monday night with Monday Night Madness in the A&J Custom Creations Renegade 360 Sprint Cars. Wednesday, don't forget about Hometown Heroes. Hometown Heroes each and every Wednesday night. Icon Sim Sports Hometown Heroes racing from Cedar Lake Speedway each and every week. And then we'll be right back here Thursday night with Thursday Night Thunder here by Epsilon Sprint Wraps Big Block Modifieds. Friday night, Spartan Racing Pro Late Models. So ORSN, Joe White has the Hometown Heroes from the Icon Sim Sports from Cedar Lake, as well as the Spartan Racing Pro Late Models. Go check out those classes. GeForce Racing League's great leagues that they have going on here. And it's not just these, 3 or 4 classes as that you see on these broadcasts. They've got more than 20 divisions that race 7 days a week, 6 weekly broadcasts, and members know that they are part of something bigger and then on just an on-track experience. If you want to look for a full schedule, you can go to GForceRL.com. If you'd like to join in on the action, go to GForceRL.com, click apply to join the action. As we're going to take a few more minutes of practice here before we get into our VMR Wraps qualifications. So once again, from the Williams Grove Speedway here tonight. Also, if you're looking for something to listen to, you can listen to the Announcer's Booth podcast that comes out every Wednesday at 8 a.m. Central Standard Time. You can look for it on Spreaker, Spotify, iHeartRadio, Apple Music, anywhere podcasts can be found. I myself, Scotty DeYoung, host the Announcers Booth podcast, bringing you local stories from the local dirt track racing scene here in the Quad State area here in the Midwest between Iowa, Minnesota, South Dakota, and Nebraska. So once again, that's the Announcers Booth podcast each and every Wednesday morning. As it looks like we have qualifying about to hit the track right now. Brought to you by VMR Wraps. Looking to fulfill your iRacing paint needs, VMR Wraps is the place to go. The company is made up of several painters across the U.S. that allows them to specialize in multiple paint styles and across all different car types. If you're looking for new paint, please check them out on Facebook, VMR Wraps. And I got to tell you, speaking of wraps, a lot of good paints on these race cars. There you see the 71, the Cruise Shop 71 of John Hine. Out for his qualifying session right now. You'll see times roll in at the top of your screen on the ticker there. As John Hine is about to click off his first lap, and Hines second place. Duranco is going to be your quick timer at the moment. GJ Boydell, Chris Steele, Troy Stewart, and just like that, Kyle Parker, your quick timer currently with a 20.47. Steven Spees chiming into that second spot. Tom Gum climbs that third spot. We're on board with Smith right now as he is going into his qualifying session here. Your VMR Wraps qualifying session. Coming right up after this, it will be heat race number 1, brought to you by A&J Custom Creations. Field Miller, 3/1000ths of a second right behind Kyle Parker. Field Miller sitting in that second spot. Jeffrey Barker has gone up to third. Does anyone have anything for Kyle Parker here right now as we see Nicholas 300, excuse me. I was never good at math, Ryan. Thank you for correcting me, though. As Nicholas Vickery clicks off his lap. In fourth, the 00. Steve Shaw out on the track, and he's going to spin her into 1 and 2. So qualifying wrapping up here with 30 seconds to go. Kyle Parker, the 013 car, multiple wins in this class. Sitting atop of your leaderboard right now for your quick time. And that looks like that might do it here for qualifying. So that is going to bring us into heat race number 1 here at the Williams Grove Speedway for your Epsilon Sprint Wraps Big Block Modifieds. A&J Custom Creations, they specialize in laser engraving and CNC machining and puts craftsmanship to work in every wood trophy and plaque that they produce. A&J also provides trophies and plaque to all of the GeForce Racing League Division champions. Contact Andy Patton to order your custom creation today. Heat race number 1, A&J Custom Creations cars are hitting the track. As we're going to take a look at the starting lineup here. Starting on the pole is the 109 of Alan Duranco. To the outside, the 55 of Steven Spees. Inside of row number 2, the 513 of Jeffrey Barker. And to the outside, your quick timer here tonight, the 013 of Kyle Parker. Inside of row number 3, driving the 015 car, that is your current point leader of Justin Sick. And to the outside, the 014 of GJ Boydell. Row number 4 is going to see Andrew Smith to the inside of the 79 car, and Steve Shaw Sr. to the outside in row number 4. That is your starting lineup for your A&J Custom Creations heat race number 1. So cars in the track for the NJ Custom Creations Heat Race number 1 on Epsilon Sprint Wraps Big Block Modifieds. I apologize, ladies and gentlemen. I'm having a hard time talking tonight. Hard time talking. Tongue is a little bit twisted. And here I have a full weekend of announcing coming up starting tomorrow. 3 days, 3 different racetracks, over 400 miles. Going to be a great weekend. But glad to have all of you here on GeForce Esports right here on YouTube tuning in here tonight. As we get set to go green here at the Williams Grove for Heat Race number 1 for your Epsilon Sprint Wraps Big Block Modifieds. So coming to the green, a little bit different start here at Williams Grove. The green flag gets thrown about halfway down the front stretch, so you won't see these cars go green right away, all 4 like you would at any other track. But there is the green. We are underway here with Heat Race number 1 here for Thursday Night Thunder. It's going to be Duranko leading the field through turns 1 and 2. Jeffrey Barker trying to take a peek to the inside. Kyle Parker, your quick timer, up to third, battling with Spees. Contact with Spees, but we're still lean, mean, and green. Justin Sig getting by the 55 of Spees now, and Andrew Smith to the outside of Spees as well. Duranko still with the race lead. Barker and Parker running 2 and 3. Justin Sick, your 4th and final transfer spot at the moment. Top 4 transfer directly to the A. The rest will have to come through a consolation feature to decide starting spots in your A feature here tonight. Duranko in that 109 car is got the car up on the bars, working good. Jeffrey Barker behind him. Kyle Parker, your quick timer, in second place in the points right now. Right behind him, Justin Sick, your current point leader here for your Epsilon Sprint Wraps Big Block Modifieds. Holding on to that 4th and final transfer spot, Steven Spees has found his way back around Andrew Smith and has Justin Sick set in his sights. You see the bottom line. You see the bottom line being dominant right now for most of these cars. Some cars running through the middle as we are on the back of Jeffrey Barker, the 513 car, taking a look at Kyle Parker. Look through the corners here. Kyle Parker using the middle side of the racetrack, now trying to cut down low as Barker chooses that middle line through turns 3 and 4. 1 and 2. As Parker looks to the inside, a little bit of contact with Barker as Barker slides away high. Justin Sick getting by as well. Spees now, as we got a car loose on the front stretch trying to maintain control. Halfway down, halfway to go here at this half-mile racetrack. Spees taking a look to the inside of Jeffrey Barker as Barker holds that 4th and final transfer spot. A little bit of contact through turns 3 and 4. Spees looking for the position, and he will have it off turn 4. 2 laps to go, this time by on the nose of Jeffrey Barker now. Steven Spees right in front of him in that 55 machine. Then you see the 015 of Justin Sick. Kyle Parker and Duranko still your race leader. Oh, Parker into the infield tractor tire. Will maintain that 5th place spot as we are on the white flag lap. Half a lap to go here for the 109 of Duranko. Through turns 3 and 4, the 109 cars being smooth here in Heat Race number 1. The checkered flag here. Your 109 of Duranko gets Heat Race number 1. Kyle Parker 2nd, Justin Sick 3rd. And will be Steven Spees, your 4th and final transfer spot, with Jeffrey Barker rounding out your top 5. Heat Race number 2 coming to the track right now. That is brought to you by Howard Hanna Real Estate. And Howard Hanna Real Estate Services is the #1 family-owned and operated independent broker in the USA. And hey, Scott Hurwitz, he's been a multi-million-dollar commercial and residential real estate agent for years. He can help anyone find an experienced professional realtor anywhere across the country that has the experience and knowledge to ask the right questions to get the best house for the right price. That is Heat Race number 2, brought to you by Howard Hanna Real Estate. Taking a look at the starting lineup here. Another 8 cars about to hit the track. Starting on the pole is going to be the 35 of Connor Ross. And to the outside, the 320, that is Tom Gobb. Nicholas Vickery, the 00, lines up inside of row number 2. To the outside, the Carolina Tea Company 677, your defending champion here in this class. That is Field Miller. The inside of row number 3, drive the 71 car. That is John Hine. To the outside, Chris Steele in the 80. Your fourth and final row is going to see Troy Stewart in the 117 to the inside and Terry E. Landis to the outside in the 661. Some great looking cars here in heat race number 2. I got to say, though, just your standard wrap on that 677 of Field Miller, that Carolina Tea Company. Once again, your defending champion here for your Epsilon Sprint Wraps Big Block Modifieds. Heat race number 2 being brought to you by Howard Hanna Real Estate. I want to say thank you again to each and every one of you tuning in on YouTube for GeForce Esports here live from Williams Grove Speedway here for the GeForce Racing League's Thursday Night Thunder. Here for your Epsilon Sprint Wraps Big Block Modifieds. We will be starting on the nose with your 5th place starter, the Crew Shop 71 of John Hine. As the green flag is out, we are underway with heat race number 2. Coming into turn number 1, Chris Steele to the outside of 71, car of John Hine. Look at Field Miller. Field Miller up to that 3rd spot already. John Hine's going to go along with him. Hine takes a peek to the inside of the 677 and says, "Hello, Mr. Carolina Tea Company. How you doing? Can I ride with you?" As he holds on to that 4th and final transfer spot, Connor Ross in the 35 car with the race lead. Tom Gomm running in 2nd, Field Miller 3rd. John Hine, your 4th and final transfer with Chris Steele rounding out your top 5. But here comes Nicholas Vickery. Vickery to the inside of Steele. Stewart is there too. A little bit of contact with Stewart. And Stewart goes for a half a spin cycle. Landis rounding out the field in 8th. Tom Gomm in the 320 car trying to get a run on Connor Ross, the 35 car, your current race leader. Field Miller looking to the inside of the racetrack, trying to catch up to that 32 of Gomm. But Connor Ross leading the way here in heat race number 2. John Hine comfortably in that 4th and final transfer spot. And then it's a ways back to Vickery. We have a battle shaping up for the lead here. 3 wide through turns 3 and 4. Tom Gomm, he's going to take over your race lead. Connor Ross back to 3rd as Miller gets around the 35 car as well. Still a great battle for the race lead here. Now extra stout to turn number 3. Tom Gomm, Field Miller, side by side. Gomm through the middle, Miller down low. Who's it going to be at the flag stand? It's going to be Gomm by a nose. Miller still battling back to the inside. Connor Ross trying to get there too. He's going to try to split him and go through the middle and gets the door slammed shut right on his face by the 32 of Gomm. Miller again to the inside, coming with 3 onto 2 laps to go, this time at flag stand. Into turn number 1, they'll thunder on down in there here on a Thursday night. Gomm, Miller, and Ross, still a 3-car battle here for the race lead. Miller gets a little slideways, but is he going to be able to carry the momentum? Here coming to the white flag. Gomm takes the white as Miller tries to throw it in hard. Cannot do so through turns 1 and 2. Ross using the top side of the racetrack, trying to get a run, cannot do so. One last time into turns 3 and 4. Throwing a haymaker here in the heat races. Field Miller, can he pull side by side with Gomm? No, he cannot. He'll fall back in line, and that's how they will finish. Gomm getting the heat race win. Field Miller in 2nd. Connor Ross in 3rd. And John Hine rounding out the top 4, with Nicholas Vickery rounding out your top 5. Wow, what a heat race. So that is going to do it here for heat race qualifying action. Consolation feature hitting the track now. Everyone transfers to the A feature tonight, but this is for starting positions. Who is going to start 9th on the grid? So this consolation feature is brought to you by SPGC 3D printing, and they are committed to making this cutting-edge technology accessible for anyone who has an idea that needs to be manufactured. Using a 3D CAD program, they'll work with you to create your invention or creative project. This is your consolation feature being brought to you by SPGC 3D printing. As cars start to roll out on the speedway, we're going to take a look at your starting lineup here. Starting on the pole is going to be the 513 of Jeffrey Barker, to the outside, the 00 of Nicholas Vickery. The inside of row number 2, that is going to be the 79 of Andrew Smith, to the outside, the 80 of Chris Steele. Inside of row number 3, that is GJ Boydell with the 14 car, to the outside, the 117 of Troy Stewart. Inside of row number 4, that's going to be Steve Shaw Sr., and to the outside, Terry E. Landis. And looks like Jose Atkinson in the 135. Jesse, excuse me. Read the fine print, people. Jesse Atkinson is out there starting shotgun on the field. Need to get my ice checked, Ryan. So once again, consolation action here tonight, being brought to you by SPGC 3D printing. These guys do a lot of stuff here at SPGC, specializing in small business production, oil and gas prototypes, props for cosplay. They've done hanging racetracks, gears, hydraulic pump parts, label holders, fishing pole. They've done a lot of things. So just about anything you can think of, SPGC 3D printing can print it for you. Coming to the green flag here for your consolation feature, Barker and Vickery lead them. Green is out and we are underway. Sliding through turns 1 and 2. Barker leads the way, but here comes Vickery to the outside. Like we talked about earlier in the Gambler Motorsports pre-race show, lots of grooves starting to come in as, wow, we almost had a car go up and over. Great battle for the race lead here as lap number 1 gets clicked off. Nicholas Vickery with the race lead. Barker to the inside. Behind them, Chris Steele and Andrew Smith battle for positions 3 and 4. And behind them, we have a great battle for 5th and 6th as well. It is Vickery, Barker, Steele, Smith, Boydell, and Stewart, your top 6th. Once again, all drivers transferring to tonight's Epsilon Sprint Wraps A feature event. This is for starting spots in that A feature. And Vickery says he wants to start higher in the A feature, so he is going for that lead. But Barker says not so fast, trying to get to the left rear quarter panel. Down the backstretch, Chris Steele, the 80 car in 3rd, wants to play as well. A little bit of distance back to Smith in the 79 car. Boydell, your top 5. Halfway down, halfway to go here in consolation action. Little bit better run for Barker that time by, trying to carry the momentum. And it turns 3 and 4 they come. Barker through the middle, Vickery on the top shelf. Steele trying to get in the mix as well. Oh, car snap loose on Barker that time by, coming off turn 4. Lost a little momentum. Chris Steele trying to capitalize in the 80 car, as he's going to tuck tail behind the 513 of Barker. Smith trying to catch up to the field here in position number 4. Boydell with some trouble as he goes pit side in the 014 car, leaving Stewart, Landis, and Atkinson, along with Shaw, remaining on the track. Barker has lost some ground to Vickery. Chris Steele pulling up to the back bumper of the 513 car. Looking backwards now from Barker to Steele. Steele is there, patiently trying to size up the 513 and make a move. Into turns 3 and 4 they come. Steele up top, as you saw in 1 and 2. He went through the middle, then down low. Still working the middle line, down the front stretch, now into turns 1 and 2. Lap and a half to go for Nicholas Vickery out in front in the 0-0 machine. Chris Steele has possibly found something. Can he make a move here in the remaining lap as he tries to come to call around the outside? Cannot do so. Crossover move. White flag is out one more time around Williams Grove for Nicholas Vickery. Here in your SPGC 3D printing consolation feature. Barker slides high. Steele trying to get to the inside of Barker. He'll do so now. Coming into turns 3 and 4. One last haymaker. Won't be able to do it. Nicholas Vickery is going to pick up the victory. Barker in second. Steele in third. Fourth, I believe, going to Smith. Stewart rounding out your top 5 along with Atkinson, Landis, and Shaw and Boydell. So great consolation feature action here tonight. That brings us to our Icon Sim Sports intermission. Icon Sim Sports aims to bring you sim racing community and one-of-a-kind fixed chassis experience like none other, while exemplifying extraordinary customer service to its patrons. Imagine having a sim racing chassis built specifically for you, a custom chassis engineered to accommodate you and your needs while replicating the look and feel and design of a real race car. Check them out online at iconsimsports.com. We are going to take a quick break, and we will be right back with your Epsilon Sprint Wrap Big Block Modifieds here from Williams Grove after these messages.
I love being home.
It all starts with the right house. That's where we come in. Howard Hanna.
I love
Home happens here.
being home.
People want to have a one-stop shop. They need us for now all these different services, not just the heating and air side.
When things are going wrong, you want the company that's going to be able to get things done as fast as possible for you.
Today, we're going to be in over 600 homes. What the customers can count on is we're going to send a competent person to your home with a vehicle that's stocked and prepared. We're going to do what's right.
Right now, we're waiving our $79 service fee with any Cool-Ray, Brightbox, or Mr. Plumber service.
I love being home.
From finding the perfect house to making it your home, we'll be with you every step of the way. Howard Hanna.
I love
Home happens here.
being home.
And welcome back to the Williams Grove Speedway here. Some practice being put in before your Epsilon Sprint Wraps Big Block Modified A feature event. Great racing going on here in qualifying earlier tonight, as Duranko taking home heat race number 1 win. Kyle Parker, fastest here in practice just before your A feature event. Want to remind you the GeForce Racing Leagues has 20 different divisions that race 7 days a week with 6 weekly broadcasts. Members know that they are a part of something than just an on-track experience. Go to GeForceRL.com if you'd like to apply to be a part of the GeForce Racing Leagues. And stay tuned for tomorrow, as it is Pro Late Models under the Friday Night Lights, brought to you by Spartan Racing on ORSN. Joe White will have the call. We will be back Monday at Volusia Speedway with your A&J Custom Creations Renegades. And then Wednesday is Welcome Home Wednesdays. The Icon Sim Sports Hometown Heroes racing from Cedar Lake. And then next week, Thursday night, right back here for Thursday Night Thunder, brought to you by Epsilon Sprint Wraps here with the big block modifieds. We will be at Volusia as well. Last few moments of practice winding down here as we are getting set here for your Epsilon Sprint Wraps big block modified A main event here from the Williams Grove Speedway. Checkered flag coming out for practice. The field will reset. And we will take a look at your starting lineup here in just a second. Your starting lineup here tonight is going to see the 109 of Alan Duranko starting on the pole to his outside, the 32 of Tom Gomm. Inside of row number 2, driving the 013 car, that is Kyle Parker to the outside, the 677 of the Carolina Seed Company of Field Miller. Inside of row number 3, that is the 015 of Justin Sick to the outside, the 35 of Connor Ross. Inside of row number 4, driving the 55, that is Steven Spees, and to the outside, the Cruise Shop 71 car of John Hine. Inside of row number 5, driving the 00 car, that is Nicholas Vickery, and to the outside, the 513 of Jeffrey Barker. Inside of row number 6, driving the 80 car, that is Chris Steele, to the outside, the 79 car of Andrew Smith. Starting 13th here tonight is the 117 car of Troy Stewart, to the outside, the 135 of Jesse Atkinson. Inside of row 8 is going to be Terry Landis in car 661 to the outside of the 54 car of Steve Shaw Sr. And rounding out your field here tonight, the 014 of GJ Boydell. Couple of features here tonight in your A feature event. Someone is going to pick up the Cool Rays Cooling, Heating, Plumbing, and Electrical Hard Charger Award. And Cool Ray's goal is to make sure that Ray's tradition of 100% customer satisfaction lives on today. Cool Ray is proud of its reputation of providing excellent service to homeowners and businesses in Georgia. Cool Ray's mission is to continue the lifelong lasting relationships with their customers through their winning spirit and commitment to 100% satisfaction, which is guaranteed. Also being brought to you by your caution flags and your replays. Being brought to you by Malcolm's Mills Mill Riding, based in Oakland, Ontario, Canada. Malcolm's Mills Mill Riding is a full-service mill riding contractor featuring custom welding, fabricating, and servicing industrial clients. Check them out online at mmmillriding.com. As we'd say at the racetrack right about now, ladies and gentlemen, get up on your feet. Show these drivers a salute. They show for you here tonight as we are coming to the green flag. RPMs come up, green is out, and we are underway here with your Epsilon Sprint Wraps big block modified A feature event here on Thursday Night Thunder from the Williams Grove Speedway. Alan Duranko with the race lead off of turns 1 and 2, down the backstretch down to turn 3. Tom Gomm to the outside, trying to get a run. Kyle Parker, Field Miller, Justin Sick, and Connor Ross in there as well. Throw a blanket around him from third on back. Duranko leads lap number 1, trying to put some distance between him and the 32 of Gomm. Parker sits in that third place spot. Multiple feature wins here with this class. Finishing the runner up in your points standings last year. Right behind him, your defending champion, the 677 Carolina Seed Company of Field Miller. But right there with him is the 015, your current point leader of Justin Sick. Connor Ross, the 35 car, involved as well. Single file around Williams Grove right now. Sick trying to work to the inside of the 35 of Ross. Gone trying to catch the back bumper of Duranko as Duranko leads another lap here. Clicking off lap number 4 of 30. Ross has pulled to the back bumper of the 677 of Field Miller, but cannot get the run he needs. Justin Sick taking a peek to the inside as Ross threw it in. Threw it in deep in 3 and 4. Battle for second right now between the 013 of Kyle Parker, who clears the 32 of Gom. Parker has this class figured out, especially with this fixed setup now, sets his sights on the race leader, Alan Duranko, in the 109. Field Miller trying to make some advances as Gom trying to battle back on the outside. As we've got a battle for the lead now coming into turns 1 and 2 on lap number 6. Parker cannot quite get the slide job to stick as he uses the inside of the racetrack. Duranko up on the top shelf. Down the backstretch now into turn number 3. Parker's trying to throw that haymaker again as we are on board with Gom. You see the top 2 fatting it out as Field Miller to the inside of Gom now. Slide job from Parker to Gom, or excuse me, Duranko. As Parker with the race lead ever so slightly, but Duranko trying to battle back here off of turn number 4. It's too close to call at the line, but Kyle Parker will still have the race lead. Field Miller trying to get involved as well. In that 3rd place spot, Gom shuffled back to 4th. Duranko to the inside of Parker once again through the corners off 3 and 4. Cannot do so. Miller just trying to catch up here. Gom still sitting back in that 4th place spot, starting to single file out now once again. Coming to lap 10 of 30. Through turns 3 and 4. We are a third of the way through tonight's A feature event. On board with Nicholas Vickery now in the 00 car, as he is battling with Connor Ross in the 35 machine. Vickery car looking a little too tight as he's keeping those front wheels turned to the left, trying to navigate through the corners here. Down the front stretch now into turns 1 and 2. Field Miller has made a run on Duranko for that 2nd place spot, and Miller has it. Duranko trying to battle back to the inside of the Carolina Seed Company 677, cannot do so. Back down the front stretch, Kyle Parker starting to pull away ever so slightly in the 13 car. Almost a 1.5 second lead over the 677 of Field Miller. Top 3 cars have broken away from the rest of the field. Gom and Ross are battling for that 4th and 5th place spot. As we look back, the back of Gom to Ross, you see Ross taking the inside line there. There you see the right rear wheel through the corners, falling back in line. Now taking a look to the inside of Gom once again. Does Ross have the run off of turn number 4 that he needs? Yes, he will. So Gom being shuffled back another position now. Justin Sick, your point leader, was looking good, starting to fail a little bit now in the 15 car. Battle between Barker and Spees here is what's on your screen. Barker running in that 10th spot, Spees in the 9th spot. Excuse me, 8th and 9th. Barker gets a better run off turn number 2 that time by down the backstretch into turn number 3. Almost a 2-second lead now for your race leader, the 013 of Kyle Parker. As we are halfway down, halfway to go here tonight from Williams Grove Speedway in your Epsilon Sprint Wraps Big Block Modified A feature event. Kyle Parker Left the card on the counter. Goodbye. Checked out. See ya. As he has an almost 2.5 second lead over Field Miller. Nicholas Vickery battling with Gom through the corners here. Gom gets a better run off turn number 4, or excuse, off turn number 2. Through 3 and 4 now. Vickery and Gom got into the wall ever so slightly, though. Still retains that position. Lots of side-by-side 2-car battles here throughout the mid-pack of this field. Right behind Vickery and Gom is Chris Steele and Justin Sick battling for a position. Get the 513 of Barker involved as well. Oh, contact between Sick and Steele. Robbins racing as they come off turn 2 down the backstretch now. Justin Sick. Oh, contact. Into the wall goes the 15 car. And the caution comes out with 11 laps to go. First caution of the night here from Williams Grove Speedway. I believe Justin Sick bringing out our caution. As Justin Sick was battling with the 80 of Chris Steele. Chris Steele possibly getting into the outside wall, which made the car snap loose and come down the track into the 15 car of Sick. As we have a replay coming up now. You see here the car right in front of Justin Sick just snaps loose as he got into the outside wall, and Sick nowhere to go, gets into the inside retaining wall. Still under caution as they try to get the lineup set here. Coming to the green now, this time by off turn number 4. Coming to the green this time off turn number 4. Kyle Parker, Field Miller leads your field. Kyle Parker getting a great restart. As a green flag came out, Kyle Parker, Field Miller, Duranko, your top 3. Sitting in 4th is Gom. Contact with Vickery. Justin Sick involved as well. We're 3 deep. Off of turn number 4, almost 4 deep. As it is still Parker, Miller, Ross up to that 3rd place position right now in the 35 car. Moving Duranko back to position number 4, 3 deep for the race lead here. But Parker pulls away once again. Miller trying to hold on to 2nd place here as he's under attack for the 35 of Ross. As we're going to go on the nose of Ross now, looking to the inside of the racetrack, trying to navigate through turns 3 and 4 to the inside of Miller. Miller with a better pull in the top shelf with 7 laps to go now at the flag stand. As Field Miller still hang on to that second spot. Kyle Parker, as the caution comes out with 6 laps to go. Not sure what caused the caution. As caution number 2 being brought to you by Malcolm Mills Mill Riding. Want to remind you they are based in Oakland, Ontario, Canada. And they are a full-service mill riding contractor featuring custom molding, fabricating that serves industrial clients. Check them out online at mmmillriding.com. Also tonight will be your Cool Rays Heating, Plumbing, and Electrical Hard Charger recipient. Cool Ray's goal is to make sure that Ray's tradition of 100% customer satisfaction lives on today. Cool Ray is proud of its reputation for providing excellent service to homeowners and businesses in Georgia, and their mission is to continue to build a lifelong, lasting relationships with their customers and their winning spirit and commitment of 100% satisfaction, which is guaranteed. When we go back to the green, it will be 7 laps to go. So we are set to go green off turn number 4. Kyle Parker, Field Miller, Connor Ross, Alan Duranko, Justin Sick, your top 5. Who will bring home the checkered flag here tonight at the Williams Grove Speedway with your Epsilon Sprint Wraps Big Block Modified Thursday Night Thunder feature event? As we are on board with Al Duranko in the 109 car. Car pushing through turns 1 and 2. Connor Ross trying to put up a fight with Field Miller in the 677 car for that second place spot. Slides job from Ross to Miller as Miller crosses back over. Miller gets that second spot back. Ross will get shuffled back to third once again. And Kyle Parker's like, yeah, you guys keep doing that. I'm just going to extend my race lead here to almost a second over second place running Field Miller. 5 laps to go, coming to 4 laps to go this time by Parker, Miller, Ross, and Duranko. As we have a 3-car battle for 6th here between Gom, Spies, and John Hines. Spies getting way sideways. As we come to 3 laps to go. Parker extending his lead once again. Starting to check out for the rest of the field. Miller still runs in second, Ross in third. As Duranko using the bottom side of the racetrack, trying to find some moisture to catch up to those second and third place running cars. Coming off turn number 3 and 4, he'll be taking the white flag this time by Kyle Parker, your 013 car. White flag is out one more time around Williams Grove. Half mile to go for the 13 car. Looking very good here tonight. Into turns 3 and 4 for the final time. Into turn number 4, off of turn 4, he's going to see the checkered flag. Kyle Parker to victory lane once again for your big block modifies, brought to you by Epsilon Sprint Wraps. Field Miller across the line in second, Connor Ross in third, Alan Duranko fourth, and Nicholas Vickery rounding out your top 5. What a race here tonight at Williams Grove Speedway. But when it is all said and done, Kyle Parker tops the field of competition once again. Your defending series champion, Field Miller, in that second place spot, and Connor Ross, 35 car, comes home in third. We want to welcome you to the Epsilon Sprint Wrap podium presentation. Here at the Williams Grove, Connor Ross finishing third here tonight in the 35 car. Field Miller, Carolina Tea Company, 677 in your runner-up spot. And topping the competition here tonight is the 013 of Kyle Parker. We're going to head on down to Victory Lane here and talk with our top three here tonight, starting with Connor Ross of the 35 car. Connor, what a crazy night here on Thursday night. Thunder coming home in that third place spot. Tried to throw a haymaker near the end there on the 677, just could not get it to stick. What was that like here tonight in that 35 car?
It was definitely tricky here at Williams Grove. You know, big blocks they're pretty fast, but you almost have to underdrive them. And coming into qualifying, I thought I dug myself into a deep hole, but then I got the invert, so I was able to do that. And I made some contact with the driver. It wasn't his fault. I'm taking blame for that. I just messed up, but no, we were able to. I forget where we started in the feature, but we were just able to pass cars on the high side and get everything done. And then, I coming late in the race, I had nothing else to do. I couldn't get past Miller. I said, screw it, don't know if there's going to be another caution. I got to throw it now.
Unfortunately, just coming up a little bit short. What's it like this season with these big block modifieds? Last season, you had an open setup. This season, it is a fixed setup, and it really comes down to the driver. What's going through your head to make sure that you're hitting your marks and adapting to really make sure that the driver is taking over and not letting the car get away from you?
I was on the fence about running these. I was just going to come out and have fun, and I wasn't really worried about points just because last year I sucked in them. Just being open setup, I didn't know what to change. And then the 358s, I think I'm third in points, so I'm running for points in that. And just the fixed setup has helped me a lot as a driver. Like I said, I didn't know what to change for setup, so now it's fixed. It's slim to none on changes, so it's just up to driver, like you said. And I've improved a lot, but with the competition out here, Parker, Tom Gom, Field Miller, Justin Sick, John Hine, guys like that, you got to be on your game every night.
And what does it mean to you just to run with these guys? As you just finished with the guys that were 1 and 2 in the points of last season, and here you are sitting on the podium with them. How much does that mean to you? And as well as, who do you have to thank for putting this car here on the podium?
It's definitely a confidence booster, especially coming into Williams Grove, where it's a really tough track, and I'm not the best driver, I'll say it first. I make a ton of mistakes, but when I come to Williams Grove and I start mid-pack and I come out with a third-place finish, it's really good. It's definitely a big confidence booster, and I got to thank Epsilon Sprint Wraps. We're in the process of making a wrap that's going to look sick. So hit them up if you need wraps. And I got to thank Burger Barn. Got to thank Retail Design Group, Schultz Heating and Cooling, and A&J Custom Creations. You guys for putting this on, and GForce for GForce and Roger for his leagues on.
So once again, Connor Ross, driver of the 35 car, coming home in third place tonight. Congratulations and good luck next week.
Thank you. Have a good night, guys.
Moving on to our runner-up here tonight. Finished second tonight, your defending champion in this class, the Carolina Tea Company, 677 of Field Miller and Field. What a race tonight out there, not only for you, but just for everyone in this division. It seemed like a tricky track to navigate tonight, and had some 2-3 wide racing. What was it like coming to this feature?
Yeah, historically this track will stay like super bottom or super top, and tonight I just wanted to stay up top like that. And you could try to dominate it off and come through the slick, but I know you guys noticed I haven't been here too much with work, and the throttle control was the muscle memory was not there, so I was not even trying it. I was just sticking to the high side and sticking to the easy grip there, and I just had nothing for Kyle there. But yeah, it stuck to the high side for sure.
You're the defending champion in this division here. Like we talked with Connor last year with the open setup, and now this year going to the fixed setup. How has your style changed then in these big blocks with the different setups that you're having to run now?
Yeah, you really have to focus on the throttle control, because with the open setups you could play with the gears, get them lower, higher, however you wanted to get bite coming off. Here you're stuck with what you have, and most of the time it's super high and a lot of wheel spin. So a lot of the times you're running half throttle, even on like a fresh track. So it's a little crazy compared to other cars that you run.
But definitely making it look easy again here tonight. Who do you have to thank for putting this car on the podium tonight?
Yeah, I mean, Kyle was showing the way up front with, Spartan Race and all those guys. So he's doing a great job carrying the torch, and I was just following him, the whole way. VMR wraps, if you want a beautiful wrap like the one you're seeing on my car, contact them on Facebook, VMR wraps through Facebook, get you a nice wrap. Carolina Tea Company, obviously, great sponsor of mine. Turn 5 Media, and Diggs Setups is on board with us this season for also.
So once again, coming back and playing in the big blocks, your Thursday Night Thunder runner-up here tonight, the 677 of Field Miller. Congratulations on the podium finish, and hopefully we'll see you next week.
Thanks, sir.
We are going to go to Victory Lane now with a guy who's definitely familiar with Victory Lane, and Kyle Parker. You guys just dominated here tonight with Spartan Racing. On Monday nights with the Renegades, it seems to be the Vanderbilt boys, but on Thursday nights, it seems to be Spartan Racing. What is the secret to your guys' success, and what was that A feature like here for you tonight?
Yeah, man, I don't know what's the secret to our success, man. We got it down. We definitely got it down, just like the Bandy guys got it down in the sprint cars. I used to run the sprint cars, man, but once they added the big blocks in, I'm like, all right, I'm going to be strictly big body guy now. I like to run the street stocks, the late models, the big blocks, and all the 338s and all that. I occasionally run the sprints, but I'm not very competitive in them. But the feature was great, man. Last year I won this race as well, and I struggled when I went to bury to the high side on entry in 3 and in turn 1. I just struggled on entry, and the guy behind me would gain on me a lot. So I just focused on that this time around, and I think I got it down pat. So it's always nice with Field back there too. So he'll let me run my line, you know what I mean? So that was a big key factor with having him back there as well. So hats off to him, man, for not racing for a while, and he's still picking up a second place. So that's good for him.
It always got to be fun running with your teammates too, and finishing 1 and 2 on the podium like that. And like you mentioned, trying to figure out this track here made it look easy tonight as you started to pull away from the field. Looking through the points, I mean, you're sitting right there in the points race once again. Is that kind of sticking in your mind coming with the closing weeks here?
Oh, yeah. Like I told the guy last week, once you get to the middle part of the season, you definitely start keeping an eye on it. And I realize I'm only 5 points back. Plus, I'm going to have one less drop week because I missed a race. So missing a race and being right there, I think tonight I might take over by a couple points. So that's always huge. And hopefully, Sick ain't done yet. I know that Sick he's consistent, so he's not going to quit. He's going to put up a fight. So the next couple weeks should be fun to watch for everyone.
Just to have seen you guys grow from when these big blocks started last season, just freshly new to this iRacing platform, to where it is now. I mean, how do you feel that you have grown in this class as a driver, and just the level of competition in this division as well?
Oh yeah, I definitely, when the big blocks first came out, you thought, it was hammered down, and then you had to kind of figure out that throttle control. And when it's a tacky track, you're never, throttle controlling. So it's like that key factor played into where you got to work the throttle control, and then you got to keep the car straight, you know. So I definitely have made a big improvement on the throttle control once the track slicks off and when the track's tacky, and then keeping it straight as possible is the fastest way around here. So I think everyone has grown because, I mean, I won 3 times, but there's been multiple winners this year. So, I mean, it's huge, man. I want everyone to be better. I don't want to go out there and dominate every single week. I want competition, and this division is the competitive as I think on all in iRacing servers.
It has definitely been a wonderful thing to watch throughout these 2 seasons. Who do you have to thank for putting that 013 back in victory lane here for the Epsilon Sprint Wraps?
Oh man, I gotta thank the guys, man. Spartan Racing, those guys are the best, man. Last year we finished 1, 2, and 3. This year we ran a little short, and I thought Nick was gonna be up there, maybe sweep it again for 2 races in a row, but we take a first and a second. Then I gotta thank Dig Race Setups, Turn 5 Media, VMR Wraps for the paint, you guys for the broadcast, Kingsley Heating and AC, and then GForce for putting this together.
So when the checker flag has flown and the dust settles, Kyle Parker, the 013 car, finds himself back here in victory lane at Williams Grove. Congratulations, my friend, on another race well done, and we hope to see you next week.
Thank you, man. Hopefully to talk to you guys next week.
So once again, Kyle Parker here, victorious at Williams Grove again for the 2nd year in a row here for your Epsilon Sprint Wraps Big Block Modifieds. What a race it was tonight, and definitely cannot wait till next week, as we will be coming to you live from Volusia Speedway. Monday is the A&J Custom Creations Renegades, and Thursday is going to be the Big Block Modifieds. Also, don't forget the Icon Sim Sports Hometown Heroes racing from Cedar Lake on Wednesday. Check out Joe White and the gang there on Wednesday, and Spartan Racing Pro Late Models on Friday night. Joe White will have to call with that as well. For everyone here at Advantage Racing TV, GeForce Racing Leagues, we want to thank you for tuning in tonight here on GeForce Esports right here on YouTube. Tell your friends and family if they're looking for something to do on Mondays, Wednesdays, Thursday, and Fridays. Tell them to tune in, GeForce Esports right here on YouTube. And be sure to like and subscribe. That way you get notifications every time there is a broadcast. To all of the drivers in this league, thank you for doing what you do. You guys put on a great show each and every week. To Roger, Craig, and the gang there at GeForce Racing Leagues, you guys produce a wonderful product, and all the hard work that goes into these races, we cannot thank you enough. For Sean Neested, who had the night off tonight, my name is Scotty DeYoung, and for Ryan Dugan with Advantage Racing TV, thank you for tuning in tonight here at the Williams Grove. We hope to see you back tomorrow night for ORSN's coverage of the Spartan Racing Pro Late Models. And then we will see you next week, Monday, for Monday Night Madness with the A&J Custom Creations Renegades. Until then, be smart, be safe, and we'll see you at the races. Good night, everybody.